Happening now, a new committee to address bullying at Jamestown Public Schools is taking shape. And we're breaking down last night's gubernatorial debate here in New York. Plus, an iconic bald eagle at the Audubon Community Nature Center in Jamestown has passed away. A look at her life and legacy next.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, 6 Jamestown residents face a slew of charges following 2 drug raids on the city's south side. Investigators with the Jamestown Metro Drug Task Force executed search warrants simultaneously at 57 Colfax and 34 Sampson Streets on Tuesday. The SWAT team arrested Aaron Albuck, Jeremy Messer, Charles Riddle, Joseph Thayer, Jason Parker, and Avon Justino. They face a slew of drug charges after police allegedly recovered a quantity of fentanyl, other pills, scales, and packaging material. Anyone with information about the drugs or criminal activity are asked to contact Jamestown Police via their tips line. That number is 716-483-8477. Year-old Forestville man is accused of rape in connection with the alleged sexual assaults of a juvenile. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office announcing the arrest of Florin Ordetsky, who lives on Mixer Road in Forestville. The man is accused of having sexual intercourse with a juvenile victim under the age of 15. An investigation into this crime was launched back in July, with deputies reporting Orbalinski turned himself in on Tuesday. He faces 3 counts of second-degree rape and endangering the welfare of a child. Well, Jamestown Public Schools, they're launching a new committee to address bullying across the district. Bronson Rasmussen attended the School Board of Education meeting last night at Jefferson Middle School. That's where dozens of parents and other community members turned out to voice their concerns. Bronson's live for us today with more in the newsroom. Hi, Bronson.
When a Jamestown mother spoke out to WNY News Now about a public humiliation stunt and an act of violence and bullying at Jamestown High School. Now, parents are rallying together in hopes of enacting change.
The reason I'm here speaking today at the board meeting is in light of multiple incidents that occurred already this school year. I'm afraid for my child's safety while in school. You speak of there is zero tolerance for bullying, then there should be zero tolerance.
Jennifer Buck also called for the school's code of conduct to be reviewed. Others, like parent of 3, Carla Gonzalez, had a different point of view, commending teachers who do their best to keep students safe.
Our concerns were taken seriously and immediately investigated. As much as I genuinely appreciate each of their efforts, it doesn't change the fact that our schools and students are facing challenges that require more than reactive efforts.
Another parent, Jessie Minnell, who has 2 children, one at the Purcell Middle School and another at Jamestown High School, wants additional security measures.
I'd like to refer back to the new technology that Buffalo and Niagara Falls put into place or voted on this week. They're not metal detectors. They're concealed weapon detectors. 2 totally different things. 60 people a minute can pass through these units. So basically 23 minutes, the whole high school can be inside.
To help address issues, Superintendent Dr. Kevin Whitaker and the school board are launching a safety and security committee.
We need to define what the outcomes that we want to have happen or that we want to see, and then we have to research what are the best practices that get us to those things. And very often in dealing with people, it's not a thing. It's not a one thing that solves the problem. It's usually multiple things. So it involves research, it involves learning about what other schools may have done that is successful, whether it's programs, additional folks, parent workshops, whatever it happens to be.
Dr. Whitaker touted several steps to make the school district safer, including the reinstatement of SROs, threat assessment issues, upgrading cameras, the hiring of a safety and security supervisor, among many other steps. The superintendent also says he will consider rolling out new protocols and metal detectors if that is the best direction for the school system to take. He also says that you can anonymously report anything through the school's website. Live in the newsroom, Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
All right, Bronson, thank you very much for that update. Jamestown lawmakers, they're weary about allocating the remaining American Rescue Plan Act funding as the $28 million allotment begins to dwindle. For months, multiple programs were brought forward by the Department of Development and now have been pushed to the side in fear of using up the city's remaining funding. With only a few $1 million left, Finance Committee Chair Kim Eklund is expressing caution. She feels that it's too risky to spend money on programs when there are other promises the city has made that will use ARPA dollars, like the new splash pads, which are planned for next year. Council President Tony Dulce brought up the idea to still fund the programs, but at a reduced amount.
What is left after tonight's voting session, and what is out there, and what the amount is, and what's proposed? Because maybe all those programs will go through, Crystal, but maybe at a reduced amount. I'd rather do a reduced amount than fail, if that's what the consensus wants. So I would rather have that discussion in all fairness.
Absolutely.
And get it done.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Now, City Council will reconvene to discuss the possible changes at their November 7th work session. Well, now let's switch gears and get a first check of our weather forecast. Andrew Stevenson is standing in for Dakota today, and it started out to be a pretty nice morning out there, Andrew. However, the rain showers, they've begun to creep into our area.
You see the rain showers moving in through Erie at the Mill Creek Mall. The rain showers are not going to last that long, just last through the day today, and then we're going to dry out again, and the sunshine is going to return. There's the rain showers moving through the area over the past 5 hours. You can see as it filled in through the afternoon. Now those rain showers are going to last through the rest of the afternoon, but as I said, they're not going to last long. Yesterday the high was 72 degrees, the low was 52 degrees, the record was 81. Set back in 2012 with a record low of 15 set back in 1987. So no one broke any records yesterday, but it was still a pretty warm day, and it looks like the warm days, at least for now, are going to be gone, at least for the time being. So for the afternoon, cloudy skies out there, a few rain showers along. It will be warmer the farther east you go because that cold front that's moving through the area today has not moved it at that far yet. So today temperatures will be in the mid-50s at the hilltops, lower 60s to mid-60s in the lower elevations, and the farther east you go. The rain's not lasting long. The sun's going to return tomorrow, and we're going to see if the sun's going to stick around as we head into Halloween. I'll have those details coming up.
All right, Andrew, thank you very much. We'll see you back in just a little bit. As we roll along this half hour, we're breaking down last night's gubernatorial debate here in the Empire State. And later, a staple of the Jamestown community has passed away. A look at the life and legacy of Liberty the Bald Eagle. Stay with us. WNY News Now will be back after these messages.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Looking for a fair and honest auto mechanic? Look no further than Dwyas Auto Service. Located at 140 Main Street in Randolph, our family-owned business is ready for all of your automotive needs. From general service to more complex repairs, count on Dwyas Auto to keep you on the road. We not only keep your cars running smoothly, but also looking great with our expert detailing crew. Send us a message on Facebook or call us today at 716-358-2292 to set up an appointment. Dwyas Auto Service. Fair, honest, and the best prices guaranteed.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Governor Kathy Hochul has announced that New York State is doling out $32 million for arts spread all across the New York State area, including thousands of organizations. The money is being spread across thousands of organizations statewide and will be used to support everything from arts to dancing to opera houses. Here locally, the Regula Ney Center for the Arts, they're slated to receive $10,000 to increase staff hours, and the Chautauqua Regional Youth Ballet a total of $20,000. They'll also use that money for staff hours, but also to pay their artists. Well, last night, Governor Kathy Hochul and her opponent Lee Zeldin faced off in their only scheduled gubernatorial debate. Our New York Capitol correspondent Elise Klein is recapping their talking points and what some of the big highlights were.
As Election Day approaches, gubernatorial candidates Kathy Hochul and Lee Zeldin squared off for a debate in New York City. They each highlighted issues they consider to be a top priority. In their introductions, Hochul and Zeldin each focused on public safety and economic development.
New York is in crisis. We've experienced on so many levels attacks on our wallets, our safety, our freedom, your children's education. You're poorer and less safe because of Kathy Hochul and extreme policies.
Every single day I wake up thinking about how I can fight harder for you and your families, to invest in education for your kids, your opportunities so you can get back to your jobs. Also keeping more money in your pockets with middle-class tax cuts and property tax rebates, but very much focused on public safety.
Debate questions mainly centered around the issues of abortion, public safety, and economic development. Throughout the debate, both Zeldin and Hochul continue to emphasize public safety, but they differ in their policies. When moderators asked Hochul and Zeldin about gun regulations, Zeldin said Hochul is adding more restrictions to gun regulation just shortly after the Supreme Court ruling lifting some restrictions on concealed carry gun laws.
She goes after the law-abiding New Yorkers, so she went so far the next week to pass a new law that was even more unconstitutional than the last law, infringing on First Amendment rights to infringe all over Second Amendment rights.
Hochul rebutted that stricter gun legislation is essential.
I want every child to be safe in the state, and having a proliferation of guns everywhere, which is the result of this decision.
In Albany, Elise Klein, WNY News Now.
Elise, thank you. This wasn't the only debate last night. There were also some fireworks Tuesday in the closely watched race for Pennsylvania's open Senate seat. Democrat Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman and Republican celebrity doctor Mehmet Oz faced off for roughly an hour as part of a debate. Both campaigns agreed to a closed captioning accommodation to allow Fetterman, who's recovering from a stroke, to read questions and answers and have it transcribed instantly. The candidates spared off over abortion, immigration, and inflation.
I think it's a disgrace at $7.25 an hour. And how can a man, with 10 gigantic mansions, has unwilling to talk about a willing wage for anybody? Imagine a single mom trying with 2 children, trying to raise with them, realizing making $31,000 a year, $15 an hour. I believe every work has dignity, and every paycheck must have dignity in it as well.
Any bill that violates what I said, which is the federal government interfering with the state rule on abortion, I would vote against. What I feel strongly about is that women in Pennsylvania understand what I'm saying and not believe that someone who's taken an extreme position like John Fetterman represents them, because most women do not believe that we should, at a federal level, codify 38 weeks of permission to have an abortion and have taxpayers pay for it.
Now, before wrapping up the debate, both candidates were also asked whom they'd be rooting for in this weekend's game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Philadelphia Eagles. Fetterman saying he's a Steelers fan all the way. Oz is with the Eagles. Well, the Roman Catholic Diocese of Buffalo, they've reached a landmark settlement with New York State's Attorney General's office. It stems from a 2020 lawsuit alleging the diocese failed to address child sex abuse claims and systematically evaded the efforts it adopted nearly 20 years ago for investigating and responding to abuse complaints. The settlement does not include admission of wrongdoing. It does include a 5-year compliance program requiring credible accused priests to submit to a supervision program. There are reportedly over 900 pending cases of victim acts, allegations of sexual abuse of children by diocesan priests who filed against the Buffalo Diocese. The Attorney General's settlement does not impact pending claims for damages against the religious group. Well, coming up, Liberty, a locally known bald eagle, she's passed away following a series of recent health setbacks. We're taking a look at her life and legacy from her caregivers. But first, when we return, we take a full look at our weather forecast as we continue to dodge some rain showers across both Chautauqua and here in Cattaraugus County. Stay with us.
When severe weather breaks, one team has you covered, tracking the storms as they happen. Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Walking from Jamestown to Orchard Park is a long trek, but when rallying for a good cause, anything is possible. Starting on November 11th, I'm walking over 60 miles to the Buffalo Bills Stadium, raising money for two great causes: Harrison's Playmakers and foster care in Chautauqua County. Learn more about my journey and to donate at ccsolutions716.com.
Slow down.
When you see signs,
Lights, vests,
please give us some room.
slow down. Slow down and move over. When you need help,
It's our job
to help you.
to save you.
Despite the danger.
Live faith.
This danger is real. Do your part.
Please
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
move over.
WNY News Now is covering stories that matter to you.
15-year-old Yadiel Diaz was subject to a public humiliation stunt by a fellow student in an act of violence and bullying. Now Yadiel's mother, Raquel, has had enough.
Officials are trying to work with the county's homeless coalition to help support the homeless population locally. There are also plans in the works to build 2 new shelters.
WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now at noon. Currently in downtown Jamestown is 52 degrees, cloudy skies with a few rain showers out there with a south wind of 10 miles per hour. That's giving us a brief wind chill of 49 degrees. So it's chillier out there as it was the past few days, but the NOAA 6 to 10 day temperature outlook continues to favor above average temperatures as we head into the first week of November. Now we're not talking about 80s, but 60s are likely as we head into the first week of November. So the snow that we had last week looks like it's going to hold off our next round for a little bit longer. But let's talk about the fall and winter holiday countdown, because we're all looking forward to the holidays. We got 5 days until Halloween. Election Day, if you count as a holiday, is 13 days away. Thanksgiving is 29 days away. The first day of winter is 56 days away, and Christmas 60 days. And can you believe it? We're just over 2 months away from the start of 2023. I cannot believe that. I don't know if you can. Here's a look at across the Northeast. There's low pressure spinning across Michigan. That's bringing that rain showers in. Cold front is following right with it, and behind that low pressure, high pressure right behind it. As you can see up there over Minnesota, high pressure will build in once again tomorrow, and that's going to keep us dry through the rest of the week and into the weekend. So future scan will show it through the rest of the afternoon. We got those rain showers, maybe a few heavier downpours in there. Those rain showers will taper off as we head into the evening and overnight. Maybe just a few lake effect rain showers as we head into the night. But as we head into tomorrow, a few clouds in the morning, maybe an isolated shower, but high pressure is going to build in tomorrow, and that's going to clear us out for the rest of tomorrow. And as we head into tomorrow night, and as we head into the Friday, partly to mostly sunny skies, so an absolute beautiful end to the week. So for tonight, mostly cloudy, a few showers possible. The valleys will top off in the mid to upper 30s. Lake shores will be in the low to mid 40s with winds 10 to 15 miles per hour and gusts up to 30 miles per hour. And now the next 7 days, clearing skies, as I said, tomorrow. Chillier tomorrow. tomorrow, temperatures in the low 50s. Friday and Saturday looking beautiful, mostly sunny, upper 50s on Friday, lower 60s on Saturday. We will bring in a few more clouds on Sunday with temperatures near 60. Right now, Halloween, it looks like we're going to have a few rain showers to dodge with temperatures in the upper 50s as we head into the first days of November next week, Justin.
All right, Andrew, thank you very much. Well, let's get some headlines from around the nation now. In the 8th largest lottery jackpot, it'll be up for grabs when the numbers are drawn for an estimated $700 million Powerball grand prize. No one has matched all 6 numbers and won Powerball's top prize since August 3rd, allowing tonight's jackpot to slowly grow for nearly 3 months. Of course, the reason no one has won the giant prize is because of the odds of hitting all the numbers are so very low. One in 292.2 million. The $700 million jackpot is for those who take an annuity option. The Biden administration is trying to make the trek to schools a little less harmful to our environment. Today, Vice President Kamala Harris to announce a rebate award for school districts that buy new school buses, which are mostly electric. The White House saying the Environmental Protection Agency's Clean School Bus program is delivering nearly 2,500 electric and low-emission vehicles to districts across the nation. This will be the first time electric buses will be among transportation fleets in 12 states. Although most of these buses are 100% electric, a few of them will be boosted by propane or compressed natural gas. Now, areas will be given funds to build charging stations, but local officials will have to determine exactly how that money will be spent. Now, prices are rising and recession could be looming. Polls show that the biggest concern for voters this fall is that, but that's not the case for bankers. Amy Kiley has more from both groups.
And sometimes I only eat one meal a day.
Recent polls show inflation and the economy are the biggest issues among voters. But some of the nation's top bankers say they're worried about something else.
Everything is going up except our income.
A new report indicates consumer confidence is the lowest it's been since July. And the conference board says inflation is the main reason for the drop.
I'm taking maybe a week to 2 longer between haircuts.
Higher prices are forcing some people to curb their spending. If enough Americans do that, financial experts say the whole economy could slow down.
I think the economy is likely sometime in the next year and a half to go into recession.
Plenty of people who run the nation's financial sector think that too.
Economic conditions are going to tighten meaningfully from here.
Remember what the 2008 recession was like for some businesses in that industry?
These are stunning developments. 2 of Wall Street's iconic names, Lehman Brothers and Merrill Lynch, falling on the same day.
But some top bankers and investors say inflation and a possible recession are not their biggest concerns. A group of them has been meeting in Saudi Arabia this week.
We'll manage right through that. I would worry much more about the geopolitics of the world today.
Specifically,
there's an existential risk of war, international war.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Amy, thank you. Next here, an iconic bald eagle housed at the Audubon Community Nature Center in Jamestown has passed away. We're taking a look back at her life and legacy.
WNY News Now is covering stories that matter to you.
This year's theme, Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape, focuses on the importance of knowing your way out of a home or business in the event that a fire were to break out.
The Hullo Summer Festival in downtown Jamestown, and as you mentioned, the whole goal of this is to connect Jamestown's kids with things to do over the summer.
WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Walking from Jamestown to Orchard Park is a long trek, but when rallying for a good cause, anything is possible. I'm Patrick Smeraldo, and I need your help to get there. Starting on November 11th, I'm walking over 60 miles to the Buffalo Bills Stadium, raising money for two great causes: Harrison's Playmakers and foster care in Chautauqua County. Harrison's Playmakers is a non-profit launched by former Buffalo Bills defensive tackle Harrison Phillips to connect kids with disabilities in sports. Furthermore, donations for this 3-day hike will also benefit CASA of Chautauqua County and the Stone family, who are assisting local foster care children during National Adoption Month. Learn more about my journey and to donate at ccsolutions716.com.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
Noah. Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Welcome back. Finally here today. After 20 years of residency at the Audubon Community Nature Center, Liberty, the bald eagle, has passed away. Now, the Jamestown community is remembering her life and legacy. Our Julia Gress reports.
We know she was at least 25 based on the fact that she had her full head of white feathers when she was found out in the wild. But she may have been much older. So we don't really know her exact age. So we knew this day was potentially coming.
The center had planned on taking Liberty, the bald eagle, to Cornell after noticing a decline in her health the last few weeks. Currently, Executive Director Lee Ravigno does not believe her Tuesday passing was due to the avian flu.
We're hoping to learn more tomorrow. Her remains will be taken to Cornell to be examined. Report so that we have a better understanding of exactly what happened.
The iconic bird first arrived at the Nature Center in 2002 from the state of Washington, where she was discovered with an injured wing. Following years of rehabilitation, Liberty was declared non-releasable due to her injury. She then called Audubon Community Nature Center in Jamestown home. A group of volunteers spent 2 years building a structure just for her.
She's been sort of the face of Audubon for the last 20 years. More so than any of our staff or any human representation.
One volunteer, Tom Armella, visited Liberty almost every week since she came to the Audubon and has spent over 7,000 hours caring for her. Longtime member of the Audubon, Tom Eraldson, called earlier this year when Liberty had a visitor.
We came down one day and there were others here watching, of course, but there was a wild, I think an immature, bald eagle sitting on top of Liberty's enclosure. And it was there for quite some time.
These unreleasable animals help teach about habitat loss and endangered species, as bald eagles once were.
Especially right now that we do see them so often in the wild, it really is that American sort of reminder of recovery too. And again, that there is hope and that there is a possibility to help these incredible animals if we really put our minds to it.
Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
Julia, thank you. Though many are saddened by her passing, those at the Nature Center do hope that one day another bird will be able to call that structure home. And certainly Liberty has had such a big impact on, I think, so many people. Just yesterday, reading the comments of our breaking news story that announced her passing, there were so many people who were shocked, A, and then B, they've called fond memories of her, some of them very recently, seeing her over the weekend. And that was one of the things, is if you're from the Jamestown area, you probably have a memory of the Audubon and of going to see Liberty.
I have many memories. When I was in middle school, I used to take field trips to the Audubon, and I even think when I was in high school, I used to take trips there, and couldn't believe that she's been there for, 25 years?
Isn't that's nuts. And it goes to show you, I think, just how much care the people at the Audubon give to her. And that's one thing they said, is out of all of the birds, she had a healthy allotment of fish every day. Like, they didn't overfeed her, but it was like living luxury if you were an American bald eagle. And especially with her story, coming from the wild and then living there, and then being comfortable there. One of the things that I know I've talked to the Audubon folks in the past is in the beginning she was uneasy about living here in captivity. And of course, as time went on, she kind of grew into the exhibit that they had. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But another point, too, which is important, the Audubon is accepting donations, too, going forward. If you want to help in the effort to maybe spruce up her home, and they hope to eventually turn that into something else. They obviously want to be cautious because they don't want to speak too much to it. This just happened, but they definitely do want to continue their great preservation works, and they do have many other animals there as well. Well, that is going to do it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We'll leave you with this live look over Chautauqua Lake. Have a wonderful day.